Who do I have in front of me at all?
Michael Doyle.
And Michael, how was the last 2 years for you?
Touch and go. I got tested for COVID 4 times. I didn't have it any time. I was dreading it.
So you never got it?
No, thanks but I got it. I kept well away from it. But I got in close contact and I didn't know. It's only last weekend I got in close contact in the middle of the week when I got tested again. Come back positive anyhow.
So did it bother you at all?
No, just I stopped going out, that's all. Stopped going to the pubs and to these places. Trying to avoid the shops as much as I could.
So it did change you a bit?
God, it did. I got to the stage now that I wouldn't go to a pub, even if it come right.
Are you serious?
I wouldn't trust them. That's the only place you pick it up now. If it's there, you pick it up. That's the danger.
And are you vaccinated?
Yeah, fully vaccinated. But still don't want to get it. I have a lot of underlying illnesses.
So that's at the back of your mind?
Yeah, it'll be bad.
And come here to me, think back there to March 2020. Just there was a lot of water went under the ridge in them 2 years.
Yeah, boy, I do. God.
Do you remember when you heard about this yoke first?
I did, yeah. I said, what's going to happen next? But the people didn't realise it at the time that it was as bad as it was. It was going to be. Put no pass on it, but we got when it hit home, a different story. So many people died of it first going off. God, it was terrible looking at them. I saw it in St. James's Hospital in Dublin. People dying, and oh God. It was heartbreaking. Fighting to stay alive, and there's no one to say goodbye to them. The people looking into the window and family. Very hard.
And do you live by yourself, Mick?
No. Except for my wife. Children are all grown up. They've gone their separate ways.
And how did the two of you find it?
All right. It's easy to get on with her. It's easy to get on with me. We haven't come to blows yet, anyway.
And when you think back to that March, the first cocooning, you were in that age bracket, were you?
Yeah.
How did that affect you?
70.
Yeah.
That was the worst part. You couldn't drive, you couldn't go anywhere in the car. Because I can't understand why that was happening, because you can go up to Gorey and stay in the car. Don't get out. What the hell difference would it make? The people wouldn't do that, I suppose. I love driving. That was the worst part of it. Couldn't go nowhere, only 5 kilometres. Then I started walking. I used to always walk anyway, but I started walking more. That's a couple of hours away. It was good for you too.
And wasn't the first cocooning you were restricted to your house?
Yeah.
Did you follow that rule? Or?
Well, I did. You were allowed into shopping, that's all. That's where you saw it. Town to do shopping. Well, I still didn't go into the shop. My wife went in.
And then come the end of it then, did you resort to online shopping or any of that kind of crack?
No.
You went here into the village?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go to town much at all during the whole course of 2 years?
I was to come do the shopping.
Yeah.
But the girls got to know me down the road, when I stopped on the road. They get to know you when you see us. I told them off I'd bring back my ice cream. He was there and I come back and I had no ice cream for him.
So where was the checkpoint?
At the race course.
So that must have been.
Huh?
Was that strange at first seeing checkpoints?
Well, it was, yeah. Asking where you're going, where you come from. It's tough on the guards, though. They had a tough job.
What did you do to keep yourself busy?
Huh?
What did you do to keep yourself busy?
Work at home, the shed. Making things. That's all that was that.
What were you making?
Christmas trees and things like that. A few candle holders.
Did you miss the men's shed here?
Yeah. I brought a chair up out here, making the chair I made up at home when it was locked down. And that's it there, since I stayed in the shed there. Stair still.
Were there any times though when you got kind of browned off at all?
Gone to work several times. Give himself a kick in the arse. And then you just come to then a bit.
And what would be eating you?
You know, can't go nowhere. You'd be tempted to go and then just I can't go.
That your freedom was, you were sponsored.
Yeah, he was kneeling wide.
Yeah. Were you happy when the vaccines came?
God, it was. That saved quite a lot of lives. Saved thousands of lives. But times now you think you had it. That's the worst part of it. You have a coughing and sneezing and all the. Just I wonder if I got COVID. It fed your life.
And did your wife get it?
No. She did all the shopping. But the masks are a big help though, apart from the injection. The vaccination, the masks were, I never got the flu this year. No, I always get the flu every year. And nothing this year, last 2 years.
So there's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah. A sore throat and you have a cold in your head. Nothing like that.
And did wearing the masks bother you?
No. Sometimes I forget it. I went to shops, forget food. Oh God. But I know you didn't intend doing it. I had me in my pocket that last day down there. Up the top of the shop, no mask.
And would you think you'd wear the mask if they said tomorrow, God, get rid of the mask, would you carry on wearing them?
Yeah, I surely would. I don't know, I can't understand people driving the car wearing a mask. That looks so stupid. You've probably seen them yourself. No one is carrying themselves. That's overcautious, is it?
Yeah. It's a queer looking sight, all right, isn't it?
My brother told me the reason why they're doing that is it comes in through the vent. He wears when he's driving.
A brother of yours.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And people were on high alert back in the early days, weren't they? They were
2 years ago, yeah, they were. High alert.
There was so much of an unknown.
No, they didn't know. The government didn't know what to do. No. Well, fair play to them, they got around it and they done a good job on it. Well, people say about it. They kept it under control. But I still think they opened up too quick. This time. They could have waited.
Even things like you were saying, you didn't get a cold last year.
No sore throat, none. I get every year, headache. Nothing, never got nothing like that. I started wearing the mask.
And tell me this, well, how even like hand hygiene, washing your hands, we've never washed our hands as much.
Not much, no, but you're washing now. You have a chance to get to be washing it. But that stuff in the shop was rough. That burned the tops of my fingers. And if I had cutting it, I think I'd the lip around the place.
Did you notice the difference in the different types of...
Yeah, the alcohol one, the deadly one. I was just put a little bit on it, just said I done it.
Yeah, I've come across a few as well in a couple of shops and they'd cut the hands off you.
Yeah. Yeah. You had a cut in your hand and you'd lip around the place.
Yeah.
One down quick big now, they're fairly rough. You tell you the truth, Jimmy, or Michael, I pressed it now, and if you went down 20 yards on the road to land on it, and went out beside me, I said, there's surely no need for that. Well, you couldn't turn it, so it's just a straight out, which is a bad idea, bad system. One down is better.
It's interesting as well, even to see photographs. Even to see photographs of normally people would be going into the chapel to dip their fingers in the holy water to bless themselves. Instead, that was replaced with a hand sanitizer.
There's stuff for that.
Yeah, it just things that we got so used to just changed on us.
Yeah, that's why you forget to wear the mask. Going on for 60 years without a mask, and now you have to wear one. That's why you forget. It didn't happen very often, twice or 3 times.
And thinking back there, Mick, with your own, do you have grandchildren?
Yeah.
Did you miss seeing them?
I did. God, I surely did. That was the biggest part of it. I should have said it twice. I couldn't. God damn it, I couldn't get into town to see anything. In Scarty, Wexford, and Clongeen. All of them were all over the place. Well, no one just saw my daughters down here, down the street. Go into the house all right, and you had the window waving at you. That's all I could see.
Did that bother you?
Yeah, but bring an ice cream with me and leave it at the door for him. That they were smiling then. Oh God.
How many grandchildren do you have?
9. 9 grandchildren.
That was tough.
They changed their life around to second coming.
Would you talk to them on the phone or on WhatsApp or anything?
No,
like that?
no. Don't know WhatsApp alright sometimes.
Do you use WhatsApp before this yoke?
No. Used to ring Barry alright and Yvonne down. That's in Scarty. Used to ring them. See how they were. And they'd ring us to see how we were. That's where we kept in contact.
Would you ring every day?
Most days, yeah.
And did you ever feel any responsibility, or not responsibility, I suppose as a parent, you'll always be a parent. Did you kind of worry about your own grandchildren and your children at all?
I did, God. I said a few little prayers from every night. And I still do, and I still will.
And tell me, Mick, actually there, did you have, you didn't have anyone close to you pass away during with the COVID?
Not I know of.
No.
Couple close, sorry.
Are you a kind of a man that would go to funerals?
No, I stopped going to funerals as well. I used to always go to them, not now.
And do you miss that?
Yeah, if someone close to that died from natural causes, I go down for the graveyard wall, but I wouldn't go into the graveyard. One lads in the shed here died there last week. Christy Cahill.
That was a whole complete change to,
Yeah.
especially for country people. Country people always went to funerals.
They always did, yeah. It's only an hour and a half, that's all it takes.
Even if it's the simple thing of shaking someone's hand, that's important at a funeral.
And you can't do it now. But they tell you on the death note is not the house private. That's what put you off as well. A lot of funerals I'd love to have gone to, but I couldn't.
Did you do any guard of honour or anything like that?
I done one for, no, we didn't, no. I'm going to do one for Christy Cahill, but no one turned up.
Did you watch any of the funerals online on the computer or the phone?
No.
Didn't do that.
No.
How did you find, even things you were making chairs and you were making Christmas trees, you were saying, did you get any better at any of that computer or phone stuff at all?
No, I never interested in computers. Never bothered. I had one, alright, but when broken, I didn't bother getting the door. They were doing the school and water, and I had one.
Did you use your phone much at all during it?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. Would you be what, like WhatsApp and Facebook, or
No, just a phone call.
just a phone call? Yeah. Is there anything at all that you learnt, or and did anything come out of the 2 years? Can you look back and say, Jesus, that was different?
You learn to appreciate life better. You could have been gone like that. I know two fellas that nearly died. Two friends of mine. But one was not right yet. He's over a year now since he had it. And he was in a coma, and his family's all brought up. But by God, he survived it. We'd never be the same again. Never. He's walking around 2 sticks. The other man's all right. He was in a coma for a couple of days, and he perfect after, wasn't the thing on the wrong with him.
How do you think you avoided it?
Huh?
How did you manage to avoid it?
It didn't go anywhere. That's how I avoided it. Them fellas went to the pub. He wouldn't have fellas got bad. He would stay at home. In someone's house every night. So I told him several times to stay at home. Couldn't do that. Couldn't.
And when you go back to the pub, Mick, will you?
No.
You won't.
2 years now, so I drank over 2 years.
And when you say you drank, would you go out a couple of nights during the week?
No, just Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Yeah. So not Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Yeah. Up to play a few games of darts. A few points, that was all Sunday night. When I wasn't working. If I was working, I wouldn't go Sunday night, I'd go Saturday night. Because you wouldn't be able to work next day. It wouldn't be as good.
Yeah. But you mean to tell me, have you not had a drink in the last 2 years?
No. No drink. And my wife would drink there a bottle of cooler light there night time now, wouldn't even bother. Happy enough.
So you never got into drinking at home?
No, but a lot of medication over the last couple of years.
But you the one place where you'd get your pint was the pub.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never drank at home.
And did any of that, when the pubs closed and the restaurants closed, did that affect you at all? Did it bother you much?
No, I went down to a restaurant. They never even asked us for the certificate. And they come piling in. Weren't able to handle it. Just a pact. I said, never again. I used to go there every Sunday for dinner. And that happened.
So, my reading is you're still very worried about this thing.
I even asked them, I said, you not check everybody. We got having time, is it? That's the how good now if the virus come in here. He was only a workman, it wasn't up to him. Anyway, sir. Oh God. I said to my wife, I said, I'm getting out of here. And we had it in our hands and all, they still never looked at it. But that's what it's all about, checking on that's what the vaccination is for. Keeping everybody safe.
Do you remember years ago when people with polio and TB, when you were...
I do, big odd, yeah. That was in the 1950s. I knew a few people had it.
And what got rid of that? And what got rid of TB and polio?
And vaccination as well, same thing.
And was there resistance years ago? Can you remember? Was there any kind of resistance years ago? Can you remember, or were you too young when you were growing up?
I had TB.
Did you?
And I was 18, yeah.
18. And when were you vaccinated for TB then? Was it obviously?
I wasn't.
You wasn't. You weren't.
All right, also. Thought I was going to die.
How long did you have that for, Mick?
Says this. I blamed it. I used to drink milk. It was a tanky milk tank. Unpasteurized milk. I blamed that for it. You always has the dirt going into it. I didn't think you realised that things when you were young, you wouldn't give a damn. I blamed that. Maybe it wasn't that at all. We're getting wet as well. It's not a great thing. Used to get round the wet walking out in the rain.
The house were damp and cold too.
Yeah, that's for sure. So we got to spent a year and 3 months up in Piedmont Hospital.
A year and 3 months.
Yeah.
Was it Newcastle and Dublin, isn't it? Yeah.
I called up there one day before the pandemic started. The offer dry and said, Jesus, I still come to look for Piedmont and we're so far. It's all gone completely changed. Not a hospital anymore.
So that would have a huge impact on you, the fact that you had TB when you were 18 and you were gone for a year. And
lucky to survive it.
Yeah. How did it affect you?
No energy. The last time I was in Taghmon here and going home, I fell down the road. Collapsed.
18 years of
I was
age.
gone that far by that was, and the doctor was going out the road and visit someone. He picked me up and brought me home. He said, "They tell you to stay at home." So I came out the next day then and put me to hospital. I was gone. I couldn't go any further. But then I come to in hospital in 3 weeks. I was alright. I come to yeah. Right farm. I'll never forget that. They went through a stone wall, but the drugs they were giving you were fairly good. But then again, they don't want to die with that time. Back in the 40s and 50s, they were dying with it. I was born in 1950, already. I was born that time.
So it's 68 or so you got it.
Yeah.
And did anyone else in the family get it?
No. My girlfriend didn't get it. And she was closer to me than anybody. She still didn't get it.
So that'd have an influence on you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we were engaged and married as well, sure.
What's that?
We were engaged and married at that time. We didn't get married for 3 years after.
So that's your present wife?
Yeah.
So you stayed together?
Yeah, just sure. I had no money. Had to hold on to the wedding. 24, yeah. I got married 23. 5 years after.
So you were engaged, you were married, you get TB, you spend a year and 3 months in Piedmont.
Yeah. And come home on that weekend, that was about all.
Right.
Very odd weekend. Go back up then. That's why I used to love going back up on the bus to go to Crow Park and matches. Yeah. That made me there then. Meeting them first day football. Yeah. Meeting Dublin. Awfully. Remember all the first day football. Tony McTague and all them.
So 1968 wasn't that long ago, really.
No, it's 50 years, 52 years, 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's long, not really that long ago.
Oh. Well, you lived 18 years before that, you didn't. That makes it long.
Yeah. And after you came out from your TB, Mick, was there a vaccination? Did you get a vaccination?
Oh yeah, there were tablets.
Tablets.
Yeah. And they asked me up in Dublin, when I was going for the lung operation, could I remember the name of the tablets I was taking? And I said, Y2B, I never forgot it. They showed me, when they x-rayed my lung, then they showed me where TB had attacked my lung. All along there, all chowder, very thin rats chowder. Strange, isn't it? I'm lucky to be here, that's all I can say. I always said that. I had two scares in the hospital. I had lung cancer 4 years ago. Got that out. I never looked back, thanks be to God.
So there's another reason why you're worried.
Yeah, I got it was one, that's one of them. text along. Don't they?
Yeah.
This one don't now. This one comes up from the cup.
Tell me this, I won't keep you much longer. Did you find that, were you watching the news often, or were you watching telly? How were you getting your information from?
News. Doctor, what do you call him?
Dr. Houlihan.
Houlihan, yeah. Well, lost his wife.
Yeah.
I listen to him a lot now.
Yeah.
He knew what he was talking about. Ronan fella, he's a good too.
So that's where you got your, yeah. What did you do to entertain yourself at all, Mick? Was there any quizzes online, or?
I used to look at the Christmas films on television. They're on all day. I just enjoy them. They're all good.
The Christmas films?
Yeah.
And were they on during the whole 2 years?
No, the whole Christmas.
Oh yeah.
When things were locked down.
Yeah.
Random now. They're on till 3 weeks before Christmas. And then a couple of weeks after. And my wife sat down and said, "What are you looking at? Lovely film on here. You actually get stuck into it."
Yeah. Is there one thing you'd like to do now that you haven't been able to do in the last 2 years? Is there only one thing to go somewhere or see something?
Walk. I like to be able to walk. But I can't. I wouldn't be able to walk. Like I used to walk. Walk like I used to.
You'd like to be back working?
Yeah. That's the only way to pacify your mind.
You were milking cows this morning?
A few hours here and there, yeah.
Did you miss the men's shed?
Yeah, we did. Everyone was locked down. I said, nothing going on there now.
Yeah.
Only 4 of us here left. All dead. The rest of them dying. Jesus. Oh God.
Come here to me. Thanks for your time.
That's grand, Michael.
No matter. Thanks, Mick. Here's to many more years.
Hopefully, I hope to live another while on here. It's 72 now. It's getting scarce now, I think.
You've got another 30 years ahead of you, for sure.
And Jesus, 102.